What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a KBO Collections Hobby Drive in this darkness, headed into work on this Thursday morning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can, because you don't need to look at my darkness here. So anyway, but as you can tell, it is rather dark. It is rather foggy. Just a dreary morning, so to speak. Not too cold. Like, basically, it warmed up. It warmed up and it rained, and so that's kind of the reason why we got all the fog and the haze and everything. Plus, I do know that they issued a dust warning. So they issued a dust warning, so that will make all this probably even worse throughout the day. So anyway, and what I mean by dust warning is like pollution, like fine dust and stuff. So anyway, so headed into work on this Thursday morning. Got boosted yesterday, and not bad. Like I didn't feel anything. I mean, my arm's a little sore, but other than that, that's it. Like, I guess maybe I slept through anything that might have come along, but anyway, I wasn't too worried about it, because my work, if, like, for example, if we do get the vaccine and we basically, if we have some little side effects and we end up turning up a fever, headaches, body aches, whatever, we can actually take that day off. So, but I feel fine, so no need to take the day off, headed into work. Even though I could easily just call in and say, like, hey, so my body's aching, my arm's aching, like I think I need to like stay at home and recover, but that's not who I am when it comes to work. I actually do sometimes go to work, maybe even when I shouldn't. But, although today I should be at work because there's nothing keeping me from it here. But yeah. So anyway, so that is that. Basically, what I wanted to talk about today was, again, something from Twitter, and it was, and it's talking about Twitter, like, in terms of, like, the tools that Twitter gives you. I don't know, is this car going to let me in? It doesn't. Like, yeah, maybe. Okay, there we go. So anyway, the tools that Twitter gives you. So I'm, like, that's where I get a lot of the information, a lot of hobby information. I get it from Twitter and YouTube, both, but I get most of it from Twitter, because Twitter is always like, there's something every few seconds, whereas YouTube, I mean, yeah, there's stuff, but it's videos and they're longer and you gotta sit down and watch them and all that. And I do. I'm not saying I don't watch videos. I actually, I'm kind of like Ken. Like, what I do a lot of the times is I will have my headphones on with YouTube just running in the background, and I'm just listening along and stuff like that. Occasionally I'll drop in, throw a comment out there, or throw a like on or something. I know I should do that more often, and I used to be much better about it. But I basically just kind of felt like I was spending too much time on YouTube and stuff like that, doing things like that. So I decided to scale back. So I still do drop in and throw comments every now and again, throw likes out there every now and again. But a lot of times I'm just listening. Like, I just have it on. I'm listening. Like, maybe I'm cooking dinner and I'm listening to YouTube. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm listening to YouTube, stuff like that. I'm working and I've just got it on in the background. I mean, like, I do that at work sometimes. Just throw the headphones on and listen. So anyway. But yeah, so Twitter and the tools that can make it more enjoyable for you. So hobby Twitter is like anything related to the hobby, where, there are things that can, get you upset. There are things that can just annoy you. There are things that can clog up your feed and your timeline. There are all these different things that can be annoyances to you. And if that's the case, Twitter has some tools that work very well for blocking those things out. So one thing that you can do on Twitter, and I'm going to say this because there are some people that I follow that I enjoy their sports card content, but maybe they're also very political as well, which I don't enjoy. So I just block out the political stuff as best as I can. Or maybe somebody is a seller, like they're always selling, but I enjoy like their actual content showing their collection, so I'll block out the selling stuff. Now, the way I do all this depends on the person's tendencies. So you kind of, with time, you start to pick up on their tendencies, how they do things and stuff. So then you can kind of figure out what you need to put in. And what I mean by what you need to put in, you can go into your Twitter settings and you can mute and block words. You can mute people, you can block words. So if a person's just starting to annoy you too much, and you don't want to unfollow them because you do enjoy seeing their stuff sometimes, and you don't want to lose them out of your followed group or whatever, then just hit mute. Then you won't see what they say that's pissing you off. And sometimes it's I know sometimes people get into a bad mood. I do the same thing myself. So, maybe I get into a bad mood and then I'm just being really negative, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. I know that gets annoying, but usually after a day or so, I come out of it. So you could actually drop in, hit mute for a day or two, come back a day or two later, and then unmute and just be like, oh, well, dude's cool again, dude's fine. So that's a tool for the person, hitting the mute. And then another tool, like I said, is basically words. So what brought this up is Steph, Junkwax Twins, posted that he said I muted the word, or blocked the words, muted or blocked, I don't know, anyway, the word stack. Now my timeline is empty. And I was like, yeah, mute's a great function, or block is a great function in terms of words. So, for example, if somebody's posting a bunch of stack sales and you don't want to look at, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet of just card for sale, card for sale, card for sale, card for sale, because I personally don't. I'm not on Twitter for buying and selling. I'm actually there to just talk to people and share stories and stuff. I'm not there for the business end of it. So you can go in and you can mute or block those words. You can block stack, and any tweet that has stack in it won't pop up. There are sometimes they will slip through the cracks. I'm not saying that it's 100%, but it does it well enough that you can get by without seeing it all the time. Now, another thing too, sometimes things will slip through the cracks because maybe you have something muted, but you have the constant retweeters, the people that just retweet everything. So you're still getting those things that pop up in your feed that you don't want to see. So what you do with that is you go to their profile, you click on the little 3 dots thing at their profile, and you just hit block retweets or don't allow retweets or whatever. And basically their retweets won't show up in your timeline. So there are some tools out there basically that can make Twitter a much more enjoyable space. You can mute or block words. You can mute or block people. You can block people. I have blocked people. And it was, most of the time I don't block them. Most of the time I just mute them. And here's the thing, it doesn't apply to just people that you follow. You can mute people that you don't follow. There are a bunch of people that I don't follow that are quote-unquote bigwigs in the hobby. That people, I don't know, I mean, there's envy around their collections. That's what it is. It's nothing more than envy, because anytime anybody ever talks about them, all you ever hear is like, "Whoa, did you see that dude's collection? Did you see that dude's collection? Oh, that's so great. He's got a massively great whatever collection." Okay, but he's actually a piece of crap. So, and so, for example, those guys like that, I will sometimes not be following them because I have no interest in following them. Maybe I followed them for a short amount of time, but then I got annoyed by them. So I unfollowed. But then they were still popping up all the time because they were so, into like the hobby group, the clique, so to speak. So basically, I just go in and I mute them. I didn't block them. I mean, I've got no reason to block them. Although occasionally I do block them. I do sometimes block them because I don't want them bothering around and seeing my shit. So anyway, that is what I have for today, though. Is just basically talking about get in there, play with Twitter. Play with the tools in Twitter. Don't be a tool. Okay, don't be a tool. Just play with the tools in Twitter and customize it so that you can have the viewing pleasure that you seek. That's what I do. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and going along with me on this foggy drive with everybody driving like maniacs. You can see they're kind of like, I don't know, bunching up together, like, going around people. And I'm going the speed limit. Visibility isn't the greatest, but a lot of people still go way over the speed limit. Or you get people that go way under the speed limit as well. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and remember, don't be a tool.